What's going on, YouTube tonight? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box recap of Countdown to Crisis on Infinite Earths parts 1, 2, and 3 of The Flash, Supergirl, and Batwoman, or something like that. Yeah, man, this is our recap of the CW's crossover event for 2019 Crisis on Infinite Earths. I got my man with me. We're going to talk about it. So obviously, spoiler alert, if you have not seen it yet, we are going to spoil the shit out of it. And we've been reading the comic too, so we'll kind of sprinkle in like some kind of things that tie to the comic, because it does tie to the comic somewhat, and it diverges a ton from it a lot in places. So once again, this show is brought to you by KRSComics.com. Go to KRSComics.com, use discount code of LOTLB to get 10% off any KRS Comics exclusives. The show is also brought to you by thegeekyswagshop.com. Go to thegeekyswagshop.com, use the discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the store. But right now, they're running a special on Lords of the Long Box hoodies that are going for 20% off. We had a pre-order of 24. We only need 8 more to fulfill that order, and they can start shipping. So head over to the Geeky Swag Shop, click on LOTLB, and you can get a zipper hoodie or a pullover hoodie. The show is also sponsored by our friends at RocketComics.com. Go to Rocket Comics, hit them up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, Friendster, whatever, and tell them the Lord sent you. Get 20% off your first order and 10% off any pressing order after that. He's got a starting January. He's already going to be able to get you Steranko's signature, because we're both going to be rocking in at Cal Comic Con at Costa Mesa. Say what's up to my panelists. Manimo, say what's up.
What's going on, everyone? Happy to finally get to talk about this Crisis on Infinite Earth. Pleasantly surprised with actually how it all went, to be honest with you.
Yeah, not bad at all. Also, my man Nemesis Prime, say what's up.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, let's get those orders in for those hoodies, because I'm tired of wearing this down here in the cold basement in Jersey. I want a Lords of the Long Box hoodie. So let's get those orders in, guys, so we can get going with nice blue overhood.
That's right, boys and girls. You know what? I'll do you guys a solid while. I introduce Otto, who's been off the show for a while. He finally got released from prison. Did a little bid for doing some really bad things with pirating comics, so we know who the rat is. Otto, say what's up.
That's right. There's no rats here, but yes, I'm back, man. Otto from the Grotto Earth. I'm ready to go. My Earth did not get destroyed through the wave, so I'm ready to go.
Well, it's still early. Hopefully, you'll get destroyed.
We'll see.
Or dusted. It seems like it's very dustful. So we started this about when did we start this, Manimal? Like.
Well, when the show started, actually, so that would have been October, September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we realized we don't need to do this. Yeah. We can just wait till the show starts. And then yesterday, I probably started a little too late. I told us in our group, on our private group chat, I was like, "Hey, man, let's go and read Crisis, the comic book as well, the series as well." And I got to like issue 6 last night, and I just passed out, and I couldn't. It's very, very, it's very, very wordy. But so
it's well worth the price.
Yeah, free. But shout out to everybody in the live chat. Sith Lordly holding it down. Chuck Hensley, Pops Foster, always good to see you. Lon Espinoza, Discovery Bay Comics. What's up? Rocking the Lord's Box shirt today, actually. Jay Salsa, Scott Polachek. Get your Lords of Long Box hoodie so you keep nice and warm. I put the link in there. The discount code doesn't work. The discount will be marked off and checkout. So the zipper is going to be 40 and the pullover is 32. Great deals on the hoodie. Hoodies are expensive to make, by the way, so just in case you know. So the Crisis of Infinite Earths started this week, and it first started off with Supergirl. So here's how the order went. It started with Supergirl, Batwoman, and then it ended with the Flash, and then it's going to start up again in January with Legends of Tomorrow, and then ending with Arrow. It's been teased all this time that, you know, obviously we all know Arrow is ending the show. This is the last season. So the kind of ongoing theme is, well, he survived. So leading up to the Crisis of Infinite Earths, if you've been watching Flash and Arrow, those two have been probably talking about this the most, where the Flash has been told by the Monitor that he's going to have to sacrifice himself in order for them to beat the antimatter wave. And they also told Arrow the same thing, which is kind of interesting. So they both think that they have to sacrifice themselves in order for them to beat the Crisis of Infinite Earths. And as you're going to find out as we go through this, it kind of throws itself away. But let's start off. and we'll kind of do this in chronological order, and then I ask you guys, and you guys can talk about what happened. So it started on Supergirl, I think on Sunday night. I don't even remember now. It's all been a blur, man. Top it off, my goddamn cable provider dropped the CW as a channel, so I had to find other ways of watching it. Thank God for Cyberflix. But as the antimatter wave destroys Earth after Earth, it already gets into it. It's literally in there. We get a ton of DC Easter eggs showing the spread of the crisis. I mean, at first, did you guys try to keep up with all the different Earth numbers, or did you give up after after?
Not the numbers, just the the Earths. I didn't care about the numbers. The numbers.
No, I thought the numbers were great because it related back to where they were. Like Earth of 66 had Burt Ward, Holy Crimson Fire of Death or something like that as he got destroyed, And then,
it was when the movie or TV series
came out, and that was their Earth. I thought that was fun to do. Yeah,
and if you missed it, there was also a and I didn't know this. I saw somebody who had posted. It said it's the Gotham of Batman the animated series and the one in Titans. Even they got a little nod to it because of the music that they played. And then the 66 series with the Burt Ward cameo. So now we kind of get an idea when they said all these characters are going to be in the series, that we kind of get an idea. Oh, okay, so it could be a little nod here and there. So just as Crisis is hitting Lila, who is Diggle's wife. And this is her character in the comics is also named Lila, but she's a blonde chick. She gets turned into the Harbinger. The Harbinger is kind of the the Monitor's, I guess the best way of saying it is his herald, maybe, like, how Galactus has a herald that helps him.
Yeah, like a servant.
Yeah. So she's tasked with collecting all the big heroes together on Earth 38. She warns Supergirl the crisis is starting, and then she sends Team Flash on a reconnaissance mission. She interrupts the trivia night that Ray Palmer and Sarah Lance are having, and then finally she saves Clark Kent and Lois Lane from the antimatter wave at the last second. So boom, we get our first kind of Easter egg, and this one is important because this Clark Kent and Lois Lane are actually getting their own series. So after this happens, so this is the Superman that is in the current CW Supergirl series,
right?
Right.
They've been off planet at Argo City for pretty much since he showed up. He had like 3 episodes last season, and then he's kind of been off world.
Yeah, and have they introduced Lois Lane in the series yet?
Yeah,
Supergirl. They have. Yeah. Okay, because I haven't been watching it. So
she showed up in the last season's Crisis, I think, is when she showed up,
and they have a baby with them, right?
Jonathan.
And there's a different baby in the Crisis comic book that actually plays a big part. And so I'm wondering if they haven't talked about it yet, but I'm wondering if this baby on the series is going to do what the Luthor baby did in the Crisis comic series. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this baby, the Jonathan seems more like it's the current iteration of Superman or Superboy in current issues right now.
Yeah, because obviously the CW can only do what they have part of, right? They don't have all the characters. They can't use, but they use Superman. No Wonder Woman. We did get a Batman. So then the story kicks off. The first thing I have to do is defend some quantum towers that the Monitor is set up to defend against Crisis. This is directly from the comics. In the comics, the quantum towers are freaking huge, right? There's these giant spires that just pop up around the world. Did you guys remember that one for comic, or once you read the comic, you're like, hey, I recognize those now?
Yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
So so we see them what they're gonna be fighting, which are these kind of what are they, shadow monsters or something like that?
Yeah, shadow. They're just called shadows, and they're exactly right out of the comic book, which is straight. It's really interesting. That I'm completely forgotten the comic book.
Yeah,
shadow fighters. Were they stronger? Were they stronger in the comic book?
They are in the comic book. In the comic book. No, because in the comic book, they say they constantly complain about how they can't fight him. And funny, Obsidian is the only one that can really fight him in the comic, because Obsidian is a shadow, right?
Right.
So he finally realizes what he can do. But there's like all these different superpowered beings like, I can't fight this. And then they have like non-powered beings like, what's his name? The boxer guy from the Golden Age. Wildcat isn't, dude, in the Crisis comic, everybody is in it. It's kind of nuts. I was thinking, man, it would be no way you could ever adapt this to the big screen, literally, because they have absolutely Commandy is in this damn thing, for God's sakes, and some other ones. So everyone on Earth So basically, the Anti-Monitor is trying to get together these heroes on Earth 38, and then he finally gets them together, but then they lose Earth 38. So this kind of opens the crossover event. The episode ends with the Monitor evacuating everybody to Earth 1. And remember, this is a scene where they're all fighting on that quantum tower, and then Oliver chooses to stay behind and wants to make sure that everybody is off of Earth 38 and goes to Earth 31. So that basically Ollie is kind of sacrificing himself. Maybe Ollie thinks this is the moment that he has to sacrifice himself, right? So then he says his goodbye to Barry, Kara, and Mia, who now wears the Green Arrow suit. And the Monitor says that's not how he saw Oliver dying. Boom, end of episode. What did you guys think of that? Did you guys, because that kind of first throws you for the loop, because you're like, wait a second, this is the first one. How can Green Arrow die already?
Right.
Yeah, I definitely thought immediately. I'm like, they're doing the Lazarus Pit. I mean, they've done it enough with Sarah, Thea, Roy. Everyone's jumped into that thing and come out. So, yeah, you're right. They had too many scenes where you knew that he had to have more scenes, like more fighting scenes in all the previews. So, one episode and he could not die, and that would be the end of him because he's still got a whole episode.
I was surprised by it happening because for the same reasons you're saying, I was like, wait, what? Like, this is this guy, this character, this actor's like last hurrah. Like, you better not write him out of the biggest crossover after episode 1. That's weak. You know, like it can't be the guy who kicked off this whole Arrowverse and that's how he goes out, you know?
Well, yeah. So they evacuate everybody from Earth 38 to Earth 1. And then we see Oliver dying, and then that's how the episode ends. So that's like the end of the first episode of Supergirl. And there were some moments in there where it was like, you can tell like each episode, even though it's a crossover event, there's a lot more moments for Supergirl on that episode. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then we kick off the second part, which kicks off with Kara, Sarah, and Kate. Kate being Batwoman, and they're about to take a shot to say goodbye to Oliver, but then the Harbinger picks up an alternate universe version of the Wave Rider, which is the spaceship in Legends of Tomorrow, where all the Legends are retired and only Mick Rory is still on the ship. That's what is it? Captain Cold, Mr. Freeze.
Heatwave.
Yeah.
He's Heatwave.
Heatwave.
Yeah.
That's right. His boy was. Yeah. So he's one of the funnier cats that's on. He's like the Drax of Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's been living on this by himself. The Legends have already retired, so this is in the future. And a computerized version of Leonard Snart, who I believe is Captain Cold, right? Or Mr. Freeze, right? Leonard Snart is so he's the voice of the Wave Rider ship now. With the functioning lab and no crew, the Monitor gives them their mission for this episode. They have to find the 7 Paragons who might be able to stop the crisis. So now we go back to like the last episode of Arrow, where Nash, what's his name? Nash?
Yeah, Nash,
right? He sees the 7 symbols that loosely look based on superheroes. Well, apparently there's these 7 that span all the multiverses are going to be the ones that are going to have to stop the Anti-Monitor wave. And we haven't seen the Anti-Monitor, by the way. We don't even know who the hell he is. I mean, that's the one thing I would say they didn't set up well is what or who the Anti-Matter is, right? We only know that the Monitor or what the Anti-Monitor is. We only know what the Monitor is, right?
Right.
And it's go ahead.
No, I just want to interject. During this whole scene, you guys, if you want to watch the Crisis Aftermath, I think it's very important to talk about is that when Guggenheim was doing this, when he brought all his writers together, they brought Marv Wolfman in. And Marv went through this story with them for almost 4 hours, where he lectured to them. He told them the backstories. You're actually going to see, from what I understand, you are going to see a backstory about the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor, which wasn't written in the story, but Marv actually wrote this years and years ago, but couldn't put it in the book. So we're going to find out more about the Anti-Monitor and the Monitor's backstory in the last episode, which I think is really cool because bringing Marvin was very, very important to me. And that's really once I found out about this, I was like, I'm all in on this. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I watched that too, Otto.
Yeah.
The Paragons thing was very much, what'd you think, Justin? It very much felt like the Green Lantern Corps, like the spectrum of, right? Because one person's hope, one person's courage, one person's will. I was like, what are we doing here?
No, it definitely was. It's really interesting. I mean, and let's take a break from, I mean, you know who all the characters are in these shows, but for everybody who's ever read Crisis on Infinite Earth, I mean, there are some, like Tim said, there's some Wildcats that are really in that. I mean, you have
Wildcat literally is in it. Yeah.
Wildcat, you got Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, you got Psycho Pirate.
Right.
Psycho Pirate
has a huge role in it.
He is he is a whack character. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
he
it's
plays a
absolutely
major role
crazy.
in the
In the
Crisis thing.
books.
Yeah, in the Crisis book, he has a major role. Yeah, but it would be weird to have Psycho Pirate just pop up on the CW show.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
thinking like, there's no way you could put all those characters on the CW show because
No, you
literally
can't.
every time they go to a Earth, they're the heroes of that Earth battling. And there's a funny scene where they on the Crisis where it's probably deviating a little bit. But we got an hour to fill, so fuck it. That the heroes go back to World War II and they run into Ghost Tank and Sergeant Rock, right? That's when you really know that. And then it popped into my head. I said, we just spec Sergeant Rock,
Sergeant Rock.
and
There you
Ghost
go.
Tank on a previous episode of Lords that they're going to be developing for CW. So it'd be funny if we see an appearance by them coming up. There's only 2 episodes left. There's only so much you can fit in there. So as they were alluding to, they have to find 7 paragons, and like you said, they all stand for something. And the corny voice, of course, is the Flash stands for love, because him and Iris have always got this damn thing going on that really bogs the show down. Is them two, I think.
Their love bogs the show.
Yeah,
down.
it bogs it down. It's too much. It's
Gross.
Stop it. All this love shit. Come on.
We ain't got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. All right. So the Monitor again gives them another mission. It seems like every episode we're going to get a mission. So they have to find the 7 paragons. They already have 2 of them. So we find out Sarah Lance and Supergirl are both a paragon. I probably should have wrote down what they're a paragon of. Supergirl, I know, is Hope. I don't know what Sarah Lance is though.
Sarah Lance is it's like endurance or tenacity or something like that.
So we're talking about this is the Olympics then. All right, cool.
It's something about her because she survived so many times.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because he died
Something
and came back
like
to life.
that.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
So the Monitor says they need to find 2 more. A future, even more reclusive Batman and a brooding Superman are 2 of the paragons that they need to find. So Kara and Kate go off to find future Bruce Wayne, while Clark, Lois, and Iris hunt for the other Superman. This is where it really kind of gets interesting and cool, where they come to a really messed up world of Gotham, and we see old Bruce Wayne, who's just like got the Kingdom Come crazy armor on, and Kara, and so when he's played by who else? Everybody's favorite voice actor, Kevin Conroy, who is way dark. He tells them that he started killing people. It got easier and easier, and he lost count of how many people he lost. And at one point, Supergirl sees all the kind of trophies of the people he's killed, and she sees Superman's glasses, which I think is a direct nod to Kingdom Come, isn't it? Or which comic is that?
The Dark Knight, isn't it? Well, the Kingdom Come when the
move the mic back away from you a little bit. You're right on top of it.
Yeah, no, but I was going to say though, the gauntlets that they show with the kryptonite, that was from Kingdom Come. That was from the Dark Knight. So I mean, there was a lot of different things in there, but
yeah, move it further away from you.
Sarah Lance was Destiny.
There you go.
Shout out from in the chat. Destiny. That's what she was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let me go on in this, and then one of the guys that they have to find is Ryan Choi. I'm sorry, I didn't know who Ryan Choi was. So I googled it right when they bring it up.
The second Adam,
yeah, he's the new in the comics, right? He's the new version of the Atom, which makes sense because he says he's a big fan of Roy Palmer or Ray Palmer, Palmer. Sorry,
right?
Man, I don't do DC. Just like the most DC I ever done is watching these shows, man. I'm like, Ray Palmer, whoever the hell they are. So Ryan Choi is the new Adam. If you watch Supernatural, you'll recognize him too. That kid is also in Supernatural.
I love him in Supernatural, dude.
Yeah, he was like a prophet of God or some shit, right?
Oh man, I had his name on the tip of my tongue until you said that, and then I forgot it.
He was actually on this last season of Supernatural.
Yeah,
he came back. He was in hell. Oh, spoilers if you haven't watched Supernatural, I got to finish that too. So basically, they tell him the world's ending. We need you, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got a wife and kid. I want to go be with them. If the world's going to end, then of course Iris has to. I'm a human too, and I know my husband's going to die." He goes, "All right, bitch, I'm gonna go with you. Fuck it, no more guilt tripping me." So then the team, another errand on Earth 1 is as well. Cisco's calculated the source of the antimatter wave, and it's in an underground tunnel in Central City. So the Monitor restores Vibe's powers. Finally, Vibe in his full costume, right? He doesn't want to do it at first. He says, I don't have the powers. And then the Monitor shows how powerful he is, waves his hand like a Jedi, and says, "You now have powers." And he goes off. So it's Killer Frost, Vibe and Flash head to the tunnel where they find Nash Wells as Pariah. And Pariah is a messed up character in the comics, man.
Yeah.
He is an emotional wreck. Because I'm so glad they didn't portray him that way in this show.
Wait, hold on, dude. You skipped way far ahead. You're
I know. I was gonna say, let's do.
Where
that
am
right.
I? No.
You are crazy far ahead.
We forgot where Lois and Lois and Iris and the other Clark go.
Right.
They go.
No, that's down at the bottom.
No, bro, you were on the.
That was way before the Flash goes away.
Yeah, we haven't even finished Batwoman yet.
Yeah, we're still on episode
still on
2.
Batwoman. Oh, hold on, man. Let me look at my thing. I think my document got messed up. All right, go ahead. Go.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay, where they go? They go to Smallville.
So yeah, they go to Smallville.
I don't know what's wrong with your mic, man. You sound muffled. Say something.
They go to Smallville. Is it still sound muffled? I don't know.
I don't know what. Everybody else sounds perfectly normal except for you. I'm sorry.
So so I mean, they're there. They're talking to that Bruce Wayne, and he's kind of crazy and dark, right? And then they kind of figure out that they can't even really help him at all. That he's not the one. They also got Ray Palmer trying to figure out with of course, a Paragon detector, which I was just like, wait, well, this guy just knows how to make one of these? Like, what
is something out of Ghostbusters?
Yeah, right.
But it's fun. It's
Paragon detector.
Everything is like that though, because then we haven't gotten to that point. But when Supergirl's sister gets Lex Luthor's sister right to help him, and they just start making up all this sciencey shit, and you're like, wait a second, how did they just figure out that? Wait a second, man. Yep. All right, I'm back to it now. So Kara finds the disturbing trophy of mementos, and then Bruce attacks Kara. So I'm in the right place, right? I'm still over on Batman. All right. So Bruce attacks Kara with the kryptonite holding gauntlet. This is important to remember. So obviously, Supergirl's like, well, and then but then Kara, Batgirl, Batwoman, pushes him into a generator, electrocuting him, and he dies. Another electrocution death if you've been watching the finale of Titans. But what's interesting is he alluded to that Superman is the one that broke his back, put him in that condition. Do you remember the shot of him when he turned his back and you saw the thing on his spine?
It was Luke Fox who said that. He goes, yeah, who do you think put him in that brace?
Yeah, what was up with Fox opening the door with his shirt wide open?
Yo, just showing off that
he was like
I think even Super goes, wow, nice abs.
He got it flaunted.
It almost seemed like he was I don't want to say anything about Bruce Wayne in his old age.
What you're saying, it seemed like that was his live-in boyfriend.
Yeah. If you ever saw Boogie Nights and the dude throwing the firecrackers, his little Asian guy, have you ever seen Boogie Nights? And that scene with that's what it reminded me of in a weird kind of way, who opens their shirt like that, and
right.
But
what did you guys think of Cryer as Luthor, though? I thought he was pretty good. I thought he was a good version of him.
He was good in the Supergirl season last year too. He was, at first I was kind of like, oh, really? But he's got a menace to him that's good.
Yes, I agree.
And Kevin Conroy did not sound like Batman. Right? I mean, to me, it did not sound like him. I
tried to close my eyes and I couldn't see it either.
I couldn't see it either. I mean, go ahead.
I think it's because that's the first time he's done live action. I mean, normally he's behind the mic where there's a lot more sound editing.
Inflect his voice like this, unlike Otto is doing right now.
Look, everybody in the show is saying it's fine. Other than you must be hearing headphones or something. I don't know. But
no, it didn't sound like Batman. It didn't. I mean, maybe he's old, and because obviously when they speak in a mic in a sound booth, they can do things to make the voice sound, to sound more
isolate sound and stuff.
Yeah, to sound more brooding because he's Batman.
So moving on past the Paragon detector, then we go to the Lex Luthor stuff, which was pretty important, man, about how he kind of breaks free in his mission too. Well, his own personal mission. Yeah.
So meanwhile, the Monitor has set Lex Luthor free to everybody's chagrin with the Book of Destiny. But Lex plans to kill every Superman in every dimension because even when the entire universe is coming to the end, Lex Luthor has to kill every Superman in existence. So then Clark, Lois, and Iris have to track down the right one before Lex reaches him, right? This is another side mission, I guess, if you're playing a video game. They try Clark Kent from Smallville. They run into Smallville, and we get to see Tom Welling again. Kind of a nice throwback, right?
Before that one, don't skip the Death of Superman cameo one that they went to.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
That was
They went to
cool.
that
Huh?
one
on
Earth,
the
yeah.
on the screen
On the
where they see it,
screen,
right?
yeah.
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 So
That
that's
was
taken
awesome.
right out of the comic books.
Yeah, that picture was amazing.
So when they go, it's Lois and Clark that go there. One of the Lois and Clarks, the one that is in Supergirl now.
Yeah.
They go there, they see it on the big screen and go, "Shit, we're too late. He's dead already," because Lex Luthor has already killed them all. So then we find out this was an interesting little kind of plot twist that really isn't in the comics at all. So they come there. Lex gets to them. No. Does Lex get to them first? No, I think the heroes get to him first.
They get to Tom Welling first.
Yeah, but then Lex shows up and he tries to, and he goes, "I'm going to
He
kill
sends
you."
them away. Remember, he like ports them out of there.
Yeah. So Lex tries to kill him with the kryptonite, and Clark Kent is just like, "What?" And then,
What?
what's
That
funny
doesn't
is
work
Lex,
out anymore.
yeah, he goes, "I gave up my power so I could have a normal family." So again, kind of gives you closure on Smallville, right?
I like
that,
that, man.
that puts a period to it. That means he lived his life as Superman, and whenever Smallville ended in the 90s up till now, he said, "I retired." So however he gave up his powers, that's interesting though. I don't know.
They've done that before though in Smallville, where he's gone to his like sanctuary cave, and Jor-El, he's asked Jor-El to do that, or Jor-El took his powers away to kind of test him. So that's happened at least once or twice in all those seasons of Smallville, from what I remember.
Right.
Yeah,
But Smallville didn't end with him giving up his powers, right? Smallville ended with him finally flying, right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah, in a silhouette.
I'd like
Otto, what is your microphone set to on the back?
We'll try it like that. I just pushed up the gain a little bit.
I like the little shout outs to the fact that like Lex Luthor is now president of the U.S. And I thought it was cool how the Lois from that season, which obviously or also was Kara's mom in the CW, showed up as well. I thought it was cool, man. I really, really enjoyed.
Otto, you're speaking into the wrong side of the microphone. The mute button should be facing you. Now speak.
Now I think he's muted.
So you should have it set to that button to the right, to the left of the 8. All right. Because I just realized you're speaking to the wrong side of the microphone. So the mute button should be facing you when you're speaking. All right. So, all right. Say something.
No.
All right. Thanks, Otto. Thanks for playing. Why don't you work on that? Because I think he was speaking to the wrong side of the microphone, because I just looked at mine and said, wait a second, when I speak to it, the mute button should be facing me. But I think the mute button was facing away from him. So where were we? So now, can we talk about
Ralph, Superman stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that
now,
was the Superman stuff.
All right. So now Clark and Lois and Iris find the Superman they're looking for. It's Brandon Routh from Superman Returns. So we get the older Superman, and this is cool because it's you know what, for people who bash Superman Return, what was it called? Superman Returns?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Superman
I
Returns.
actually liked it as a Superman film. Like I really thought it was stoic Superman. He was saving people while he was trying to fight people. He wasn't destroying cities, not giving a shit. It was Bryan Singer's kind of woman's touch on a Superman film. And I'm not saying that because Bryan Singer is gay. I'm just saying it was they taught, he had a son, he had done everything. You know what? It wasn't like it was more of a traditional old school Superman than it was nowadays. A more like post Kingdom Come or violent Superman or however you want to say. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that version, and so it was nice to see Brandon Routh back. Ralph, yeah. So Lex shows up and controls the Paragon Superman, and what we get the new Superman, Tyler Hoechlin. I'm just killing these names, by the way. I think his name is Tyler Hoechlin. Hoechlin? What's his name?
Hoechlin,
anyway,
yeah, you're right.
The new Superman, that's just Supergirl, and we kind of get a cool, Superman on Superman fight. And what's interesting is, I don't know if it's this episode or later on, where the Brandon Routh Superman goes, yeah, I kind of had to fight my evil self again. And you know what that was? That was directly taken from the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool on that. So if you guys know your DC history, they sprinkle a little bit of comic books, movies, even the 90s Flash show, which we're going to get to in a little bit. So then we spent a lot of time with the other characters. Batman and Batwoman got a full arc on her circle, where this is where she and this is when Supergirl has realized that her Earth has been destroyed, and she's going to say, I can use the Book of Destiny to bring them back. But the Monitors warned her against doing that. And this is when you kind of get the Batman versus Superman kind of, I'm the only one that could take him out. And Batgirl or Batwoman does the same thing. Guess what? She got hold of the kryptonite. She kept it because she's thinking like Batman does, that you always need a plan B just in case Superman goes off the grid, right? And so she threatens to use this, and this is why this is the Batwoman episode, because it's really about, if there was a personal story in this, it's about a Batwoman and Supergirl, I guess would be, because Supergirl wants to bring her Earth back. So despite the Monitor's warning, she pulls out a container of kryptonite she took from alternate Earth cousin, which is Batman. She may not ever go that dark, but she's prepared to kill the Kryptonian if she has to. Elsewhere, the Flash, Mia, and Sarah bring Oliver back to bring him back via the Lazarus Pit. They've been warned, though, about the Lazarus Pit, that the antimatter is weakening, Constantine's magic. So if he brings back Oliver, they won't be able to bring back, I guess, his soul. Is that what he said?
Yeah, it's always been that way with the Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, they just come back like a little nutty. Yeah.
Yeah. They always come back with no soul.
Yeah.
Initially,
just like gingers, you don't know what you can do, man. So what's cool is we get to see Constantine. So then what's really cool is it this episode, or is it a Flash where we get to see Lucifer
next? But I'm not sure we touched on the fact that we find out Batwoman is actually the harbinger of courage, not the Kevin Conroy.
She's the future Bat.
She's the future Bat. Yeah.
So what I take from this is, as things change, I think the Monitor just ends up like switching, like you were the Paragon, now you're the Paragon.
No. He sent her there so that she would find out she's the future Bat.
Ah, okay.
He knew that she was the one, but she had to figure it out on her own and do the things that she has to do.
So what really kind of threw me off, and that's why I had to get these notes, is I read Crisis last night after watching the shows, and I think I'm mixing things from the comic book into the show. Because in the comic book, the Monitor replaces Paragons or people that he needs constantly. Like he goes, I need this. Oh shit, he's dead. Okay, you're the one now. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I'm gonna take you and you're gonna do it. And then Psycho Pirate, you went crazy, so I'm taking the Red Tornado now. It's like, it's interesting the way Marv Wolfman was really challenged with that. That's why Crisis on Infinite Earths, when people read it again now, they realize like it was the continuities of all the different Earths was such a mess that they needed to kill everybody off. You know what I mean? Hence the New 52 came out. Now,
this is also the episode we see the Anti-Monitor for the first time.
Yeah. So at the end of the Batgirl or Batwoman episode, so first of all, we find out that Constantine can't restore Oliver's soul. So for now, he's stuck as a monster. The Anti-Monitor summons Harbinger, but it looks like she's about to turn on the team, which is directly from the comic book. So Harbinger kind of gets this, kind of gets funky with it, but we realize the Anti-Monitor is trying to control her. This is directly taken out of the comic books, where the Harbinger in the comics is kind of literally acting upon the Anti-Monitor's commands, but she can't stop herself. It's like she's, because this is back in the day, for you kids that don't know, comics used to have word bubbles. You could hear what people are thinking in the comic book. So throughout what she's doing, she's realizing, oh man, I'm about to betray them. I hope they're going to be okay with this, but I can't control the Anti-Monitor's controlling me.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, it's like classic comic book, and so nowadays you don't have thought bubbles. It's just in little yellow dialogue boxes if you hear anybody thinking. So there's a scene in Crisis where they show all the heroes gathered, and they're all thinking to themselves like, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" It's just interesting. It's a very dated read. When I read it last night, I was like, "Wow!" Some of the dialogue is it's almost Silver Ages. But hey, Marv Wolfman was doing his thing. You got 150 characters. What are you going to do with them all?
I know it's a big undertaking. It might make you go nuts.
You sound so much better now. Were you speaking in the wrong side of the microphone?
I cannot confirm or deny that.
Oh my God. Take a shot if you knew Otto was going to speak into the wrong side of the microphone.
That's right.
All right. So now we start Flash, which is arguably probably the strongest episode of them. Shout out to everybody who's still like hanging out with us in the live chat as we kind of go through this and talk about this. But yeah, so it's very interesting. But you know what? I think all of us can agree that this is the best crossover they've ever done, albeit maybe it's just the third one, right?
Yeah, but Invasion was bad and Crisis was kind of weird. So this is definitely the best.
What was the last one they did?
Crisis.
What was the last?
Crisis
What?
on
Earth
Just-
X. No.
No.
Earth X. Yeah, Crisis on Earth X.
So it's just two Earths, basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
This is
last year
Earth-
was Infinite Earths, and then
Infinite
and the year before that was Crisis on Earth X.
Yeah.
That means next season we get looking forward to New 52. So there's
Maybe
that.
Infinite Crisis next year. I'll do an Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
So the rest of the Team Flash. So we're gonna start off with the Flash now. So the rest of Team Flash shows up on the Wave Rider. So having on. So Elongated Man is there. Killer Frost is there. Cisco is there. So obviously it's funny because the Elongated Man is like, whoa, he get blown away because he sees two Supermen, and then Killer Frost is a cool thing that's almost breaking the fourth wall. Where Killer Frost goes, it's his first crossover. He's not used to it yet. So it's almost like it's kind of poking fun of itself.
They did that a little earlier too. I liked how Sarah Lance was like, well, I told the members of Legends they could sit this crossover out.
Yeah.
So, that's
We
why
don't need
see
you
them all.
yet. Yeah, the series hasn't premiered yet this season. So Ray's Paragon Finder has he just made?
Thank God they made that. Thank God he had that.
Didn't he need somebody's? I think he needed Cisco's help to make it. I do believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he goes, thank God you're here. Somebody can help me. So Ray's Paragon Finder locates the other three. Conveniently, two of them are already among the superheroes aboard the ship. It's John Jones, Martian Manhunter, is the Paragon of Honor. And now we find out that Barry Allen is the Paragon of Love. Oh. Anyway, and the other is on Earth 1, and his name is Ryan Choi. Yeah, sorry, I jumped ahead. So on The Flash, we find out Ryan Choi is the other Paragon who is in the comics right now, the Atom. So maybe in the future we'll sit to see him maybe in Legend tomorrow, something like that.
They've shown him in the suit, actually.
Nice. There you go. So maybe, all these characters, they could spawn off. CW is famous for doing that. They get popular, they can spawn off in there. And
Well,
maybe
you know what? I also think I read that Ray Palmer's character is leaving the shows. So at least as the Atom, and
well, you know why?
when
Because
the
he's going to
Kingdom
be
Come
going
stuff.
off into HBO Go as Superman in Kingdom Come. But
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention. We told you guys about it. Yeah. Anyway, so once they basically we got the Iris. I'm human too. There's nothing you need to help us. And he goes, and then Ryan Choi goes, all right. I'll leave my wife in the last moments on this earth to be with you fucks. And then he goes off with them to help him out. So basically, this is when he tells Ray
of
Palmer,
humanity. That was so lame.
the Paragon of Humanity. And this is not in the comics either, but at least not in the Crisis of Infinite Earths comics. It's not in there, I don't believe. These Paragons. What did you say these were from, Justin or Zach?
I said they were very similar to the emotion spectrum of like the Lantern.
Oh, the
Green
Lanterns.
Lanterns,
Yeah. I only like the red ones because I get angry. There should be like a Green Lantern for road rage. That would be me. Like the red. I'm the atrocitus of a road rage.
Where you just barf up or blood when you get mad.
Yeah.
At road rage.
Yeah.
Literally, I will use my car as a weapon. God it! If I'm stuck in traffic, I don't even care. Anyway,
You live in the city of horrible traffic. Move if you don't like it.
I'm
This is
also
not
the
This is not the
city of
city for you.
people that get shot on the freeways too as LA, man. All right, so the team has another error on Earth 1 as well. Cisco's calculated the source of the antimatter wave. Hey, it sounds all familiar. It's the underground tunnel in Central City. The monitor restores the vampire, so we get to see Cisco back as the Vibe. Spoiler alert: Vibe is not coming back next season, so this may be the last time we see Vibe. The actor, at least the actor playing Vibe, is not coming back for the next season of Flash. So this could very well be Vibe's farewell as well. I always enjoyed Vibe. He's the one dude that is the one that makes up the names. I think.
Yeah.
at
Didn't
one
he
point,
say something to that? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
'cause
monitor and
he goes,
anti-monitor.
he goes monitor, and then he goes anti-monitor. Ugh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone with that one. You know what I mean? It was too.
That was like
hanging
a
fruit for
smallish.
today.
He goes, "Are we sticking with that one?"
Yeah. That was good.
So then they run into Nash, who's Pariah, and if you don't know, in the show they say because Nash broke into the Anti-Monitor's secret lair, his punishment now is to see every Earth destroyed. In the comics, I don't know if they describe it as that, but the character Pariah shows up on every Earth,
Every
just
planet,
before-
right.
every Earth just before it's about to get destroyed. So he is a mess in the comics, but Nash plays it a little bit different where he just says, hey man, I got caught. I was playing Indiana Jones. I was just about to steal an amulet. Boom. The Anti-Monitor made me watch it. So he's got a cool costume to do it in now.
Yeah,
perhaps,
right.
but-
That was the thing. It's like, so your punishment is a futuristic costume
exactly.
and powers, and they give you
Well,
powers.
I'm assuming he needs the powers to zoom in and out of every Earth, and and he needs powers so he
Before the
doesn't get
wave
destroyed
hits.
by every Earth too that he sees. But in the comics, you guys got to rewatch it though.
Oh, he's
He's kind
nut.
of this blonde,
No, he's
curly-haired
bonkers.
fuck. He looks
Yeah.
like Finn Jones, and he just
He's always
crying.
like this, like
He is
Ugh.
emotionally wrecked on every panel. He's like,
Everything.
no,
Hot
I'm not
mess.
another one. Yeah, it's like it's just
if
you
that
want
dude
him to
showed up
die.
next to me in a grotto, I'd be like, oh, here we go. What a
You
bad
want him
day.
to die in the comic books because you're tired of him whining and bitching and moaning. You want him to die. I'm serious. So at one point, Nash goes, I can't do anything to help the anti-miners blocking you. But for some reason, he can tell Cisco what to do. He goes, vibe into me, get my memory so you can do that little thing with the 7 paragons to break into the thing. So Vibe goes into his memory, figures out the sequence, and they hop in there, and then Flash.
Why couldn't
Cisco-
they just create a passcode decracker for paragons? Duh.
Exactly. They found the Paragon detector. Why couldn't they crack that?
The
Exactly.
decoder ring for that.
Yeah. So they break into it, and what do they see? They see a treadmill. Everybody knows what the cosmic, what's it called? The
Cosmic treadmill.
cosmic treadmill.
Right out of the comics, though.
Why am I the only one that's nobody else on Team Flash was able to see a red blur on the treadmill? And then Barry Allen goes, I need to go in there. He doesn't know it's the Flash yet. So he tries to go in there. Boom. He gets zapped out. He goes, vibe, vibe me into it. So he vibes him into it, and he sees it's 90s Flash.
Yep,
That's right. For the
great.
CBS series, dude. He's on there running, and just as Barry Allen's about to save him, he kind of puts his hand up like, no, stop. It's almost like the Drake thing. You know what I'm saying? For all you meme lovers out there. So, and then he pushes Barry out of the way, and then Barry pushes him off the treadmill, and he goes, thanks for giving me this break, but I need to go back. And then Barry's like, what do you mean? No, I need to get you out. He goes, no, I'm the one that needs to stand this to help. And then that's when Barry comes to the realization that, hey, a Flash needs to be sacrificed for them to defeat the antimatter wave, but it's not him. It's another Flash. So he goes back, and then we get a really, really cool moment where it flashes back to that CBS show with him and his wife.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't know.
But even
if any
before
remember,
that-
but- go ahead.
Before that, you have to have that surprise cameo from Black Lightning.
Oh, Black
And I didn't
Lightning's
see
like-
that coming. I didn't see that
Exactly.
coming, and I really got to watch the last episode of Black Lightning to see how it ends. And he kind of gets, I'm guessing the Monitor comes to him.
I read
Yeah.
about it,
Takes him
Justin.
away.
I read about
Oh,
it.
well,
I didn't-
so
I
what
didn't
happened
see
in the
it.
last episode of Black Lightning? I'm
It's
assuming they start seeing the antimatter wave coming.
That's it. All that happens, I guess, it's like real quick. Is I read that it's just like the screen kind of turns reddish and he
Yep.
just disappears. He never sees the Monitor at all. He just, when you see him arrive in the Flash, it's like he's 1 second to 1 second, just boom, what the heck? And all of a sudden, his whole world's destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, so he gets angry that he's taken away from his family, and he knows the world is ending. But then they use him to, I guess, absorb the power of this. I guess it's the antimatter gun. That's kind of it's the
power source,
the origin of what the surge of power that's taking out all the universes is.
Yeah.
And Black Lightning apparently has the power to absorb it all, but it's still cool nonetheless, right? I mean, come on, it's 5 episodes, 5 hours. You gotta, they had to take some liberties with the story. First, he's angry he's been taken away from his family at such a pivotal moment, then horrified that they're all wiped from existence. When he takes on the full scope of the situation, he agrees to help. He absorbs the generator's energy, but that only gives the guys a little bit of time to stop it. The Flash needs to fulfill the headline of the future newspaper in the Time Vault and vanish in crisis. Barry gets ready to say goodbye to his friends, but Flash 90 steals his speed from it. Can speedsters do that? Because I remember one of the bad guys used to do that, right? Where he's stealing speed force from people. Can the Flash do that too?
Yeah, I don't know if that was
season 2.
Yeah, but I don't. That might have been written in because he was like, didn't he say like you learn a few things, when you get to be my age?
Yeah.
But that I just want to interject though. That was Crisis on Infinite. That was issue 8, I think. And if you were a fan of the book and you read the book, you knew that Flash has to die in that because that was the whole story. That really was the whole story between him and Psycho Pirate and how he died. He runs into his death. He runs so fast into the future he kills himself. When I was watching that, I said, how are they going to do that? And then I know you'll talk about this in a few seconds, but they did it right, which I was happy about. So I definitely think they gave it credit where credit is due to that. So I'll let you talk about that.
So Barry thinks he has to give himself up. And then the Flash from 1990s or Flash, because it's Earth 90 is where he came from. So it's kind of apropos because the show took place in the 90s for about a good season, maybe 2 seasons of The Flash. If you guys remember that on CBS, that's all we had back then, kids. Okay, that's all we had. You guys are spoiled nowadays with your Disney Pluses and your Netflix. The Flash has so Barry gets ready to say goodbye to his friends, but then the Flash 90 steals his speed. He says what Otto says, hey, you learn little things when you've been around for a long time. So that could be alluding to something in the future as well that Barry Allen now knows he can do. Remember that. Flash has to disappear in the crisis, but the monitor never said which one. So he racks back into the machine running so fast that he destroys it and vanishes into thin air. And it's almost like it's dusty kind of thing. Because in the comic book, the Flash, it vibrates in and out of different worlds, like just kind of a mess. Batman's the first one that notices it, right? He kind of warns Batman. This goes all the way back to the Justice League movie or Batman vs. Superman. If you remember Batman vs. Superman, where Bruce Wayne has a dream and it's the Flash that's vibrating into it. The movie did it horribly, but in the comics, in Crisis on Infinite Earths, Batman is there fighting the Joker, and he sees Barry Allen and then he disappears and he wonders what the hell was that. So in the Batman vs. Superman movie, you got a brief glimpse of that, albeit not very well done, but I mean, it all kind of ties to the comic book. So I mean,
we'll never see that again.
Yeah.
It'll amount to nothing.
Or will
yeah. So he disappears off.
Cut.
Actually, Flash is coming out. Did you get Flash has a 2022 release date? It just came out today. So we'll see how far back they push that, but apparently it's happening again. So he runs back in the machine running so fast he destroys it. Just before he dies, we get one last shot of him and Tina from the 1990 show. That was a great little,
That was awesome.
I mean,
but how about Black Lightning? He's just like, my whole world's destroyed, my whole family, my kid. Okay, yeah, I'll zap that box.
Yeah, really. That's the problem. Sure.
Just like Ryan Choi too. Poor Ryan Choi doesn't have superpowers, but you need to come with us.
He's the paragon of humanity, bro.
I would just like to get a bowl of pho before the world ends. Can I get that? Come on, man. Your last meal on the world, what would you have?
Bacon cheeseburger.
Some kind of
you're
French
about
fries.
to get killed, Otto, for the crimes you just committed. You're going to get electrocuted. What's your last meal?
French fries, crinkle cut French fries.
God damn, you're basic as fuck. Dude.
That's all I want. Very simple. Potatoes. I haven't had potatoes in 43 weeks. I just want potatoes.
Oh, that's why you're low carbon. No wonder you're like
That's right.
I was say that is a very odd choice. I was thinking like a filet mignon, you know what I'm saying? Nice steak. Dijon on the side. Damn.
That's all I've been eating.
A nice marinara, goubage. Anyway. Meanwhile, me and Constantine try a different tactic to get Oliver's soul back. They need to go to Purgatory to bring it back themselves. But to even get there, they need to get a card from the devil himself. We get to see old Lucifer. That was a nice surprise.
Great.
Awesome.
Yep.
So Constantine takes them to a nightclub where they meet Lucifer, who's flirting with John Diggle. I do believe he's flirting with John Diggle. It's like,
And Mia.
yeah. And he's like, I bang him on. I'm the devil. Then he gives Constantine a card. There's a little funny interaction where he goes, okay, Constantine. He goes, it's Constantine. Then they find Oliver in Purgatory, and they're able to make him remember them by using that little magic card, and Constantine kind of helps him out. But he still come back though. A Spectre appears and tells him he needs to save the world. Wait, he tells him that they have to save the world. His soul still has a purpose to play, and then that's the end. So. Who is that Spectre? Is that literally the Spectre, or is that just a Spectre of Purgatory?
No, that's a Spectre.
He said Jim Corrigan.
Yeah, Jim Corrigan, yeah.
Which was, I was kind of bummed out, honestly, because Constantine makes a quote where they go, who's this guy? And Constantine says, he's one of mine. And I was actually hoping it was going to be Jim Constantine from the Constantine show. I thought that would have been cool because they actually had that character casted in that first season. Right. So, but it was a new casting for Corrigan.
So that's a Spectre then. That's the Spectre from the comic. Okay.
Yeah. But don't you think it was interesting how when they went to get Lucifer, it was Earth 666? Like that was fun.
Is that show currently on Netflix now, or is that got canceled?
I think it's
that's a good show. I enjoy Lucifer.
I'd bust a nut if I saw Spectre in costume on the next episode.
Yeah, that would have been really great.
You know what I haven't seen yet? Dr. Fate. You would think Dr. Fate would be involved in such a major.
I think you're going to see Oliver in the Spectre costume. I think that's
it's 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was a speculation. Now he's going to turn into the Spectre. And
he's going to become the Spectre. Absolutely.
He's going to like come in and out for the next few years where everything happens. But because they've used Dr. Fate in Smallville.
He showed up in Constantine. His helmet showed up in Constantine, but that was it.
No, he was in full costume in, I want to think, Smallville or one of those shows.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh,
When they had
yeah, he was
ASA?
in there in the later season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they did the Justice Society stuff.
Because it's like anytime something major cosmic happens in the Marvel universe, you have to bring in Doctor Strange. The same thing in the DC universe, something cosmic happens, Dr. Fate has to be there, right? I mean, it's only, and plus it even makes sense since they already talked about the characters of Smallville. So, I mean, you got to bring in Dr. Fate and, it'd be a nice prize, the helmet or whatever. I mean, that would be cool. But this is what frustrated me, that this crossover event is 5 hours long, right? 5 hours. I put together Infinity War and Endgame. That's about 6 hours long. So that tells me DC could have done Crisis of Infinite Earths on the big screen. And they could have built up and had this big 2-part 6-hour long movie for the big screen to give it the budget and the characters, because we're missing, I guess essentially Earth 1 Batman, Earth 1 Superman, what we would consider Earth 1, or the cinematic versions of it. No Aquaman and no Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman has a role in Crisis of Infinite Earths, the comic. But I'm trying to remember. But imagine if it was on the big screen and you had Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, all there fighting with their powers. That would be epic, right? I mean, instead you got Green Arrow shooting an arrow at the antimatter wave. I'm pretty sure he's going to get powered up though, but before the end, because remember, Arrow is the last episode of the crossover event.
Well, so your notes end here, but the story's not over. There's still
how does it end?
They go back to the ship with the Legends, and they show up and have, they said they couldn't get Oliver back. He wouldn't come. And then that's when Harbinger gets taken over by the Anti-Monitor and attacks her.
Yeah. It was like a post-credit scene, right?
No, it was just after the commercial break.
Yeah, they kind of just.
I didn't have commercials on my. Remember, I told you I didn't have CW. I had to find other ways to watch it, man. So it comes this is fully right out of the comic book, right around issue 4 or 5, when Harbinger goes full on antimatter mode, and then she kind of takes out everybody that's on the Wave Rider. So we kind of realize in Legends Tomorrow is going to be the next episode.
Well, so they transport all to Vanishing Point with all the Harbingers. Only the Harbingers survive.
The Wave, yeah.
And then
who zaps them into that little area? I guess
Pariah does.
Pariah
uses his power to do that.
So apparently Pariah has powers, but he's just finally using them now. So he zaps all the 7 Paragons into, I guess, a world that the antimatter cannot see or is not.
It's Vanishing Point. It's the point where the Time Masters live and work from.
Yeah, because Sarah Lance is the only one that recognizes it.
Yeah. And then that's where you get the little twist ending, though, where one of the Paragons gets his place taken from him and he gets switched.
Who is it?
Did you not watch that part?
I did. I'm trying to remember, though. I was like,
Lex Luthor used the book.
To come through. He kills
Brandon
Routh. Superman. Yeah. Yep.
No, and there was one other thing that we didn't talk about, but I remember watching it. Superman, Kingdom Come Superman, leaves and comes back, and he has black parts of his costume. And Lois Lane says something to him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, do you remember? Did you guys catch that?"
Well, he never left. He always had it, but she said, "Why did you switch it to the black?"
Yeah.
And he said because it shows that hope can shine through, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Or like Kingdom Come series is coming. Yeah, but it was interesting that they made a point to bring that up, though. You know what I mean? Like, foreshadowing for something, or you're thinking, why is that happening there? So, Lex Luthor is obviously in the mix here, and is Lex Luthor playing the part of Psycho Pirate? Where he's trying to throw a monkey wrench and everything. I'm trying to think in the comic book, comic books, because I'm on issue 6 right now. I don't remember Lex Luthor throwing a monkey wrench in it, does he?
No.
I think he's just being Lex Luthor. He saw an opportunity to take out the last Superman. He said, "I'm going to do it." And now I'm last man standing, because now there's no more Superman in the multiverse. It's just him. So he wants to play a role because he's an egomaniac.
It's kind of unique what they took from the comic books and then what they had to use with the characters that they have that's lent to them by this Warner Brothers and CW. I mean, I think Berlanti did a good job of what he has. By far the biggest thing they've ever done ever. And for the most part, they succeeded. I was entertained. What do you guys think of the first 3 so far?
Oh
I thought it
yeah.
was-
I mean, we didn't even talk about the best thing. I mean, and me and that, me and Manimal talked about this today, yesterday or today. The opening of Flash with Ashley Scott as Huntress from
that
Birds
was
of
dope.
Prey from
The
Earth
Birds of
Oh yeah,
2003.
that's the old Birds of Prey movie show that used to be on. You know what? I used to
Yeah.
dig that. I remember the opening of that show. They teased Batman and Joker, and that was the
Yeah.
only time you ever saw Batman and Joker in that show ever.
So
But
she's
yeah,
like talking to Oracle, and all of a sudden, and it's I think the Oracle, it's the same actress
It's
from
Alice.
that series.
well, she
Yeah.
said something about her
It-
wheelchair.
It's Alice from
Yeah.
Batwoman.
Yeah, she says something about her wheelchair, doesn't she? The Huntress.
Yeah.
She just kind
no,
of
there
said,
was there was a wheelchair reference for sure.
She says, "Move your damn wheelchair."
Yeah.
Yo, roll on, roll out, bum bum bum.
Okay,
Yeah, so-
I have a question. Like, was Brandon Routh? Did he beef up, or is that the suit?
No, that was
He-
padded. I was going to bring that up a little
Massive.
bit.
actually, when you saw Brandon Ruth just there in his t-shirt, he looked pretty big. I mean,
Yeah,
He did. He definitely did. But I was looking at it, and let me tell you, I was
last
offline.
season on Legends, he was not that big.
No.
when they put him
bulked
side
up-
by
he's
side,
bulking up with
Tyler,
Superman.
when they put them side by side, the two Superman, I feel bad for the Tyler.
Yeah,
yeah,
too small. Too
Ugh.
small.
But
Yeah.
Brandon's a tall guy. That's why. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to realize
6'4". He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
But
Brandon-
besides the height, he was like, dude. I mean, he just fucking was built like a keg.
he is.
Mm.
He's going to be playing Superman. Kingdom Come.
Yeah. And did
They
you guys
know
notice when
have
they
to
were?
stay bulked up like that just to play a small role in Crisis of Infinite Earths? He is bulked up for a reason, and that reason he's going to be Kingdom Come Superman. HBO Go. We called it here. All right.
Wait, Justin, what were you gonna say?
Did you guys catch like when the Kingdom Come, the Brandon Routh Superman, when they're on his Earth, and he says, "Oh," because I think he's talking with either Lois or Iris about their kids, and Superman goes, "Oh, I have my son Jason," which is
Yeah.
a throwback to Superman Returns because
Right.
that's his kid
That
in
was
that
his
movie.
kid, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they merged that character to be both Superman Returns and Kingdom Come. Because then they had the Kingdom Come stuff with the Joker attacking the Daily Planet. So it's like it's a
He
merger.
did say that, right? Joker killed
Mhm.
everybody.
It's a merger of the Superman movies, cinematic original movies, and Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I enjoyed it. What do you guys think? Quick CGC grade on the first three so far.
I'll start off. I mean, I gave it. I'd say a 9.2 to for
Otto?
Yeah,
easy.
I'm. You know what? Because I'll tell you guys, you really should watch the Crisis Aftermath because it really delves deep into it. I'm going to give it like a 9.4, 9.6 because when you watch that and you rewatch it, you see the stuff that they're talking about, all the callbacks, all the ways that they brought it in, everything that they had to do to make this happen.
Well, if I had
and-
Kevin Smith's budget, we'd be doing that too. But I'm stuck here with
Yeah.
two moves. Come on now.
no,
What about
so
you,
I give it a
man?
9.6.
I think I'm going to go 9.4, 9.6 as well. I actually was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. Not that I didn't, but the past crossovers I felt left a little bit to be desired, and I felt like this one was really hitting all the points, even without the visual clickbait, if you will, with all the shout outs. I thought the story was still very strong.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they pulled from everywhere, from CW past, present, future, the movies, TV shows on CBS. I mean, the only thing we didn't see was DC Universe, like Titans.
No, we did see Titans.
They did
Did
talk
we?
about Titans.
We
Oh,
saw
okay.
we
Did
saw
we?
Hawk and Jason Todd.
Yes,
In
that
episode
was
one.
in the episode 1. And then here's another thing. Me and Manimal were talking about how great would be if in either the 4th episode or the 5th episode, did they give you some type of movie cinematic scene? You know, because it is coming out in January. How cool would it be to even like for a 5 seconds just see the Harley Quinn for the Birds of Prey, just to take a nod at, because
Mhm.
that movie's coming out in February, to see the cinematic universe, or even Wonder Woman or Jason Momoa's Aquaman.
Then
See
they
how
had,
it's
like, you know, hey, there's Wonder Woman. She just got killed.
Well,
what's it?
they wouldn't even need to film anything because I'm pretty sure that Hawk and Jason Todd, that was just footage that they already had and they just spliced it in there. So
Yeah, they would have to get. I'm assuming Berlanti would need to get approval from Warner Brothers proper. You know what I'm saying, to use that. So, and we know that, you know, a lot of times they don't. But thanks for everybody in the live chat for hanging out with us, and kind of watching us mumble through this. It was pretty fun. I can't wait for now. We got to wait till January, man. So, you know, they got to take a Christmas break. Speaking of which, next week, we'll probably be taking a break for a while, but I'm going to be popping in probably next Wednesday, the 18th. Speaking of giant crossover events, I will be part of an exclusive Mikey Sutton exclusive. We're dropping a 10-part scoop for December. This has been worked on for the last few months. I wasn't able to talk about it, but I can kind of give you a little hints of it now. I'm going to pick my 2 parts, and I'm going to do a pre-recorded 5-10 minute video, just like we did on the last big Mikey Sutton scoop. This is going to be huge. I do believe 6 or 7 YouTube channels are dropping this. So it's going to be like the last one we did where you had to watch one or the other. So it's our own little crisis. So probably next Wednesday. It's going to be pre-recorded. Don't worry about it, guys. When I go live, these things have a tendency to meander because everybody starts asking me questions. So I'm just going to pre-record it, throw up some graphics, some cool music, and look forward to you guys. Mikey's going to be talking about it in the Geekosity, so it's going to be huge. We saved the biggest scoop for the end of the year. It's going to be part of a huge crossover event, just like the CW, but less people and lower budget. Last word, Zach.
No, that's it. How you everyone have a good Christmas, safe holidays.
Yep. Nemesis Primes. Last words.
Yeah, I'll talk about this in auto. Just follow up. We have a huge live show this Friday on 3 Men in the Basement. We have about a 60 book CGC live unboxing Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's me, Dave in the Cave, and of course the 3 Men in the Basement. So please check out that channel. Like I said, huge unboxing, and Otto's going to tell you about one other thing.
Otto,
I am. What we're going to talk about?
No, wow! Don't.
Thanks for staying awake. Goddamn,
no. So what we're going to. So just what you guys know, we are planning on doing shows every 2 weeks. So we're going to do our Christmas party right after that. We're also planning another 3 Men in the Basement comic swap, and that's going to be down in Jersey and Justin's neck of the woods. We want everybody to show up. We've got a few comic book convention facilitators are going to join us. We've got a lot of things planned coming up in the next year. So that's
Otto,
exactly.
I set you up for the Venom, and you didn't. You didn't.
I think Justin was asking you to talk about the 1,000 giveaway subscriber.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I set you up. You got it there.
Okay. So Justin, why don't you talk about that?
All right. Well, since Otto doesn't know how to talk about it, so we have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. If you go check out the 3 Men in the Basement channel, we are giving away 4 amazing gifts. The first place is getting that awesome Venom Lethal Protector 9.8 signed by 8 different people and a remark. We also have a J. Scott Campbell book signed by Stan Lee, J. Scott Campbell, and Stan Lee's wife. We do have, and that was given to us from Reese's Rare Comics. Our third place is a gift from the Geeky Swag Shop, who is, of course, a sponsor on this channel. And I will be giving away a cool mystery box of variants, everything from a CGC down to cover Bs and some ratio variants. So, guys, go over, check that video out. Comment and subscribe up to 3 Men in the Basement.
Scott Politics says something interesting where he goes, he wants second place. So if he wins first place, can he defer and get second?
Well, we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
really. If he gets first place,
first place wants second place. Okay.
Yeah, if the second place won, then they'd have to talk about it.
They'd have to do that. Gifts and giveaways. Oh,
yeah, really?
Set yourself up for all kinds of headaches now. Just say, hey, this is what you get. Love it or leave it. All right, that's it. Boom. All right, so thanks for Ryan for doing the producing, even though he wasn't on the show because he hasn't seen everything yet. So he had to set up Wirecast for us, and then he's sitting in the background, but I think he's back now. Ryan, are you there? There. Wow, that's like you guys can't hear him, but we can hear us. Oh my God, he's talking so badly about you. So hey, thanks everybody for joining us. We don't see you by Christmas, Merry Christmas, but you will definitely see me. I don't know if I'll be able to interact with you guys, but I'll be interacting with the live chat. But stay tuned. We got a big, huge scoop, biggest one for the end of the year. Been kind of quiet. Hollywood's been kind of quiet, to be honest with you. If you got to think about your office is quiet this time of year, well, so were their offices. So I don't expect major news, but we've been holding this on for the last 2 or 3 months. Mikey Sutton's been working on it, gathering all his facts. So hopefully I'll drop it for you guys definitely by the end of the year, hopefully by next Wednesday for sure. Hopefully. So till next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes and Merry Christmas.